Don't want to get a violation, you know. But anyways, yeah. I want to talk about when I was in student government in high school. I didn't do extracurricular activities in college, but I did do some extracurricular. I did a lot of extracurricular activities in high school. So I was in student government for like my senior year. All right, and I was senior class treasurer, but I didn't really do anything. I just held the title. That's all. The only thing I remember actually doing was like two things. Speaking at my graduation and saying everybody's name and fucking it up. And doing something called an ombudsman because someone said they'd like to have that. Some stuff. Like changes in the school. So those were like the two things that I tried to push. An ombudsman so that everybody had a voice in the school about changes that they wanted to see, and at the end, I didn't care about anything else really. If any of the other students, I pretty much left the job up to everybody else, basically. And because I believed in this concept of leadership, you should know when to direct and when to pull back. All right? Because not everybody knows that. Not everybody will relinquish all control to a team so that they're able to take control of the situation properly. Instead, you know what they would do is they would dominate the team and force them to be pawns in a game that they don't have real leadership for, because they're being told the whole time, you know, what is wrong. You know, you need to do this. But I did, at the time, I mean, I was young, but at the time I felt intimidated enough by the crowd or the student body to go ahead and relinquish all control except for two things that I really wanted to push. And that was the ombudsman, and I'd like to add, and I spoke at the graduation. That was the only two things I asked for. I came in, helped with like decorations. If someone would come up to me and say, "Hey, will you help vote for this agenda or this whatever issue?" I'd say, I talked to him. I mean, like a lobbyist, you know, they were like a lobbyist to me at that point. So they'd come up to me and say, "Hey, I have this idea, and I really want to push this agenda. Will you vote in my direction?" And sure, everybody would kind of look at me like, "Oh my God, he's like the tiebreaker, isn't he?" But nobody else came up to me but the lobbyist, you know. And I usually gave that position up to the lobbyist. That's what I did, because I knew eventually those were the people who knew what they wanted and what needed to change, you know. Like an ombudsman, it was like a box of like whatever you wanted to write down. So basically, like, I want to see this change in the school. And I don't know how long this lasted, but about my senior year when I did that, they started to, someone said they wanted the lunch menu to be recited over the intercom. Apparently that was a success. I guess that first year, I don't know if it helped with school lunches and price points and food supplies and what sells better versus, I don't know, because I don't go to high school anymore. I went to college. It was a complete different experience for me at college. But I don't know if that was like, it wasn't even my idea either. I don't even remember who it was. I just said, I think it's a good idea. I really do. To say this over the intercom. And I don't know how long that lasted. Maybe a year, maybe two, maybe three. I don't know. But was it beneficial for the high school in any way? I don't know. I guess if you apply economics and price savings and management and food supplies, it could be beneficial in one way or another, I guess. I don't know. But it wasn't my idea. I don't remember whose idea it was. I just thought it was a good idea too. But they did it before, even after I graduated, as far as I know. But after that, I don't know because I never returned. I went to college. So, yeah. That's where I kind of understood what leadership meant. Yeah, I didn't mind going to homecoming and help with the decorations, when I was told to do it. But I didn't go to homecoming. I still just went in there to help you guys because that's what was expected of me. Just like prom. I helped, but I only came for like, I don't know, maybe an hour or 45 minutes. But, I mean, with both prom dates, I know I'm not the greatest prom date, but, I mean, you can ask the two prom dates, but I did try to help where I could, you know. But it was pretty much relinquished to all those people who felt they knew they could do the better job. I understood that. And I was ready to relinquish that control. But I don't know, if I had been a tyrant and just controlled everybody and said, hell no, you couldn't have that. You couldn't do that. No, I want that. No. I think I would have been a lot worse in terms of, I don't know, of a leader. Instead, I gave my job over to the lobbyists. That's who I thought they were to me, the lobbyists. You'd have several lobbyists too, not just one organization, but several. Like the Teen Democrats in there, I guess, the Homecoming Committee, the Dance Committee. So they were all just kind of mixed in there, deciding what was the best way to fund these things and how to, I didn't even know. I didn't even deal with financial or economic, stuff of it. And if they wanted me to vote a certain way, if they came up to me and asked me and discussed it with me, I usually voted in their direction, I'd say. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe I wasn't the best. Maybe I really was a tyrant. Maybe I was the worst and I was screaming and hollering and saying, y'all, if you don't do it my way, or it's the highway. But I don't remember like being like that. I don't. Maybe I was, but I don't remember it. I couldn't care less. It wasn't about beating the opponent. It wasn't. It was about, I just wanted to do really one thing, and that was to speak at my graduation, ultimately. Even then, I shared a quote that was selected by another student in the group that couldn't attend because of, physical ailments, but they still should have graduated with us. So, so it wasn't about, Me and only me in that group. I didn't even care about the song. I just thought, well, I don't know. I'd toss it out, see if they like it. I wasn't gonna. I even told them I don't even own the song. I don't even own the album. So do whatever you want. So I don't remember who sang Sheryl Crow at the end. Was it Sheryl Crow? That was a good selection. Very 90s. I don't remember anyone who don't remember Sheryl Crow back in the 90s. So very 90s, yeah. I don't know if I was the best at, you know, whatever, but I tried. I tried in high school. I wasn't always the main character, the lead character. Didn't choose that side. I wasn't the best debate team, whatever. I wasn't. I mean, I did forensics. I did that all right, but ultimately, a little bit of theater. I couldn't do physical, whatever, athletics because I just don't think I'm big and bred like a normal Kansas boy, you know. Like I didn't grow up part partly eating beef and partly I don't know. That just wasn't my diet. I wasn't born and bred Kansas that way. I didn't grow up on a farm. Let's just put it that way. In those parts of Kansas. So yeah. As far as trying to get the football team, New Jersey's. I tried. I did ask about that, but that wasn't. I didn't have control over that. I didn't. I did ask about it though. That was something I did ask about, like equipment and everything. I didn't know how much it would cost, but I did ask about it, and I was told that it would take a lot. It'd take a lot. So I don't know how many candy bars, like chocolate candy bars, you boys would have had to sold to get that, whatever you needed. But would it have been worth it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many of you boys would want to sell chocolate candy bars. It's not fun. So yeah, I tried. Didn't do the best job, but I tried. Do I want to be in politics? Uh, Probably like an advisor, but nothing more. If I was ever to have a political, I don't think I could be like president. That's just too much of a hard job to do, if you know what I mean. Um, but anyways, that's not my position. But an advisor, if that's expected, then yes, I think I could. But I really don't. I really don't, in all honesty. I really don't. I just do it for fun, you know. Political roundtables at CBS or ABC or, you know, one of those NBC things. But I'm more like that. The guy on the debate squad still. You know, that's, yeah. Politics, like deep into it. I think you gotta be born into that. You can't be Maybelline, you know what I mean? Like, you can be Paris Hilton and do it, but not Yong Kerby, really. It's a lot harder that way. I don't know if that makes better sense, does it? Like, Paris Hilton has a better chance than Yong Kerby. If you know what I mean. Because she's born with it. It's not Maybelline, right? She's born with it. It's not Maybelline. So yeah, as far as leadership, I understand that more voices that are spoken, more things can get done in that position. Does that ever make sense? Sure, you can push one agenda the whole time, you know, like really make your point to the public that this is what I want to push for. But the more voices that are in that position throughout the whole, that position seems more valuable to not only one person, but like groups and groups of people. I don't know. Does it sound stupid? I don't know. Like they say, know when to lead and then know when to pull back in positions of leadership. Too much direction will cause people to feel uncertain about what to do next. Enough team involvement, like say you have one agenda you want to push the whole freaking time. That's the only thing you want. Let the rest of the people decide what's the best and what action to take. Is it going to benefit us? Can we do something else that's better? Do we have a better idea of how to empower ourselves and increase this position of leadership so we can diversify our support base? I don't know. Sure, you're going to have that major opponent out there that just hates the hell out of you, you know, because they feel like, oh my God. But those are the people that usually decide what they want to do, right? They're the ones that take the initiative. You can tell them whatever you want, but they're still going to decide on their own what they want to do. I can't stop you. I can't say, hey, you probably or probably shouldn't do that. Regardless of what I say, I will make sure. No. You're free to choose. You're free to do whatever the fuck you want. But ultimately, you're going to have to pay the price for it. I'm just the guy that's saying, hey, navigate. I see rocks up ahead with a bunch of sirens singing. You gonna sail that ship straight to the rock so all of us can try to climb up to those sirens and die? How many guys you want to sacrifice on this ship? So far, we know you're trying to take out the navigator because you don't like what he's saying when he sees like that you're sailing straight for a rock. So who's next? Who has to be the navigator next? So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll just relinquish that control. You know, go ahead. I don't care. I'll just go my own way usually. So that's all I can do. Listen to what. But as far as you guys gotta make your own decisions. Sometimes that requires delegation, round tables, decision making, brainstorming. It's a lot more complex. Leadership roles are not just based on one person's direction and ideas most of the time. Or you get Stalin-esque regimes, I'm sorry. Stalin is mean. He was a mean guy. We all know that. There's not one time in our history where you think to yourself, yeah, you really didn't want to piss off Stalin. You really didn't. He's scary. He was scary as all. You know, you go straight to Siberia. Even if he didn't like your food, alright? He didn't like the taste of whatever you were making. You go straight to Siberia. He didn't mind killing off like the whole country of Ukraine. You know. But everybody has their bad dictators at one point or another. It's normal. But yeah. I don't know. You might have an opponent later down the road. I don't know. I already know what happened to me. I'm pretty well aware, you know, after my own experience. Regardless of how I was viewing from my perspective, like, you know, if you wanted me to pull streamers down from the wall and tape them to the ground, okay, I'll try my best. I'm not sure if I'm doing the best job. I'm not very artistic like that. I don't know if I should come and help with prom because I'm not the best guy at decoration, so I'll try a little bit, but if I'm too much of a nuisance, I might get out of there quick, you know, because girls do it better. Girls are better at decorating things like that. I don't know. They also manage money better, so boys might, like, I don't know, buy a new car or something, who knows. Mama usually thinks of groceries, clothing, and, yeah, first and foremost. Daddy might think, I don't know, stogies and a new wife beater before, yeah. And if he get hungry, he'll just run through a McDonald's drive-thru in most cases. So that's a typical man thing to do. But yeah, Mama's got like breakfast ready in the morning usually for the whole crew before they head on out. Unless you're like, I don't know, a 5-star chef or something from Michelin. But usually in the household it's Mama, right? She's calling the shots. Daddy just brings home the bacon, usually. That's his way. Even though it sounds silly, I know egalitarianism, women's rights, yeah, feminism, I understand, but a woman can be just as good as a man, I understand that. But, yeah, in a society where we still value, you know, but gender roles to some extent. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I understand. But sometimes the woman has to go into the factory and work too, you know. So it's hard. Who knows? But, you know, leadership. I don't make the greatest, but I try to do my best. I'm not going to sit there and, no. I'm going to let you guys decide what's good and bad. What's bad and good. Pros, cons. Everybody has an opinion at this point. They've sat and thought about it, I'm sure. But nobody knows who has what in their head going on. That's the real issue, right? It's always like, damn. Right? The guy that makes really bad mistakes, do we listen to his decision? So far we're in this deep with his ideas. So far this chick's ideas have been all good except for this time, and shit like that. What's good, what's bad, not, hey, I don't know. The only time I like to give out a direct order is when I'm desperate and I'm hungry. You know, hungry. So, anyways, maybe I should go back to food. We all love it, right? And day you're in, the next day. Uh-oh. Is that the landlord's maintenance boy coming in on a Saturday? Might be, I don't know. Must be Silverado. On a Saturday, that sucks. Anyhow, yeah, I wouldn't want to come to work on a Saturday, y'all. It would really suck. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's just the neighbors. I thought that was the landlord. I was like, what is landlord's maintenance man? Sorry, I thought it was the wrong person. Sorry. It's like, what is the landlord doing here? Anyways. Oh well. Well, let's talk about. I know my place is a mess right now, but I'm tired. I'm waiting for. I have to flee out of Galilee or some shit. Even though psychics keep telling me to stay put, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And by that time, when they figure it out, they'll realize it was all wrong in the first place. It was all a bad idea. From start to finish. Too much money, too much time, too much effort. Really didn't get the result you wanted in the end, right? Oh, fuck. Anyways, let's talk about leadership. When everybody's opinion matters, not just one. And please, please, please don't try to prove a point about someone all the time, especially if your story keeps changing and you have to double down and backtrack. And but anyways, I've tried my best. That's all I can say. But the idea about leadership. 111. You got to see this because shit gets paranormal at 111, 11, 11, 11. And I also think like in digits of multiple digits of the same digit. So yeah, things start getting paranormal. Anywho. Here we go. Effective leadership requires a constant balance between stepping forward to provide clear direction and pulling back to empower the team. Knowing when to act or hold back depends on the situation, the team skill level, and the level of urgency. When to lead, step forward, high uncertainty. Step up when a crisis hits. Chaos occurs, or direction is completely unclear. High stakes. Take charge during strict deadlines, critical decisions, or high risk moments. Core values. Stand firm to defend your team, uphold ethics, or protect a long term vision. When to pull back. Routine or low risk. Give the team autonomy on exploratory or daily tasks. Skilled team. Step back when team capability is high to avoid micromanagement. Fostering growth. Allow individuals space to solve problems. Make mistakes. Build confidence. So, yeah. I don't know. I used to work in St. Francis Community Services, and they do a lot of lobbying. All right, so for child protective services and other things. So, um, and I guess it's really important to ensure that such agendas are pushed into political spheres to address important issues, in our society. So I can't imagine how hard it is to do that with, I don't know, someone that is very dominant in their position, like they ain't gonna budge on anything. They already bam, 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 bam. You have no say. They already know what they want, right? On everything. There's no, yeah. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Just not. Just not. Not to do it. Just listen, right? So, I don't know. Maybe I was a bad leader in student government in high school, but I guess I learned my lesson, right? Anyways. No, I don't want to run for political office anymore. Bye.